All right, we are live. We are live. What's up? Great to see you. My name is Jeff Gargas.
What's up, everybody? Dave Schmittou here.
And this is the Teach Better Brain Break for Wednesday, October 14th. And we are live. We got an hour of what? Of some drinks, some ridiculousness, some, I'm interested to see what that is. Some fun.
What do I point? To point to you. I don't know.
You can point, I think you're that way. Anyway, so we got a lot of stuff coming up right now. We're also going to be giving a bunch of stuff away for free. Dave, I hope you thought about what we're going to give away because I have not.
I'll
so we're going to take a couple seconds for Dave and I to figure out what we're giving away, and we're going to get into the first giveaway right after this, right away. How's that sound? Cool?
I'm glad you found something because I was looking. What are we going to do?
You're getting ridiculous. We're going to give this away.
That's awesome.
So, Dave, you have one of these hanging in the back. I can see it right on your rack right there. So this is the Teach Better race medal that we gave out to our speakers from the 2019 Teach Better conference, and we've given out a few other ones here and there. So on the back it says "Be better today than you were yesterday. Be better tomorrow than you were today. Teach Better team." And then on front it's the logo. This is going to go out. We're not going to do that first though. I'm going to give it away to someone. I'm going to lay down the rule right now. If you are not subscribed to our YouTube channel, you don't even have a chance to win it. Doesn't work.
Boom.
First thing we're going to give away though is Starbucks gift card.
Look at you. You said I didn't even have anything planned. You go away. The intro is like 20 seconds. You got like a whole pocket full, like Santa Claus here.
I'm not gonna lie. I had it.
Okay.
So first off, what's up, Nikki? Good to see you. Mike, good to see you, sir. Always good to see you on here as well. Someone says you two are the ridiculousness. I have not opened up. I'm not watching in the group, so I don't know who that is. I apologize. That's me slacking. Mike and Nikki are having a conversation back and forth. Kate, what's going on, Kate? Good to see you. Love it. Mike says dibs.
That's Joe Gonzalez, by the way.
Joe, we should have known user Joe.
User Joe.
We should have known user Joe was here. So, it's been a week so far. That's for sure.
Really? Well,
yeah.
Before we do that, what are you drinking? Let's just get that stuff out of the way first, and then I'm curious, what's going on with your week?
I went with a mixed drink with some Malibu rum.
Look at you!
I feel like I'm like 19 again, drinking like rum.
Well, hold on, rewind. 19. What's the legal limit there in Ohio?
21. It was probably more like when I was, if I'm being honest, it was probably 17, 18. Wow. No, actually, like when I was younger, like in my 20s, I enjoyed like rum and Coke was always like my go-to.
Mm-hmm. You just made me feel so much younger because that's normally my go-to in my 40s, so I'll take it.
I need to pull this up. I don't know who these people are because I did not pull it up. I apologize, guys. I'm not on my game.
That's
Dave,
Chad
are you on your game?
I am. That is Chad Ostrowski. That is the Chad Ostrowski.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Who's this other one?
And that's Chad Ostrowski again.
Oh, get out of here, Chad. What are you doing, man? Hogging up my comments. Okay. Yeah, so it's been a week. So let's do all right, it's 6 after. At quarter after, we're gonna give away the gift card.
Can I just pause real quick? I have to make fun of Chad. He told himself, "Good evening, gentle me." He's so gentle. Sorry, I just thought that was funny.
If you only knew how just perfect it was that Chad misspelled a word in the comment, and like how much sense that makes in my world. I don't know if I can explain it. For the first 2 years or so of our company, like the first, I don't know, 50 to 100 blogs that we created and that we wrote and stuff, Chad would kind of write and like put his thoughts down and the ideas and everything, and then I would ghostwrite to like fix him up and stuff because the dude can't spell, like he just said. That's why we gave him CEO, because he can't spell if we gave him the words. Make it easy for him to understand. That's why when people are like, "Oh, I don't know if I can handle the grid method," I'm like, trust me, I know the guy who made it. You can totally handle the grid method. It's cool. Like, It can't be that complicated. Anyway, no, I love you, Chad.
I was gonna say, and Chad, I know you don't tune in every week, but this is all we do for an hour. We just bash
do
you
his
for an hour.
Chad the entire time. This is Chad knows that. He's been working with me for 6 years. Like, you think he gets it bad right now? He gets it worse when we're together. Grammarly. Someone said get Grammarly. That would be great. I have been Chad's Grammarly for a long time. Anyway, so we're gonna do that. The Teach Better Runners Medal doesn't happen until later, and you have to be subscribed to our YouTube channel. And I'm going to require it in order to win this today. You're going to have to put your answer in to win it in the YouTube comments. I'm on a mission to get our YouTube channel stronger.
Wow.
You can't make this so easy, okay? We need to get this thing. We need to talk about this. I was grossly misinformed. I'm very. I have to get in. I know you're doing a great job.
That's still Chad.
Okay.
But our yo-yo is Trey Gamage.
Trey
is here.
Trey, man. Trey, shoot me a message on Twitter if you're available to jump in with us, man. I'm gonna get you in. Let me know if you're able to get in, brother. I'd love to have you jump in and see. We haven't talked to Trey in a while. Jeff Prickett's in here. There's Trey. Joe's still here having Facebook issues. Yeah, Facebook just doesn't like you, Joe.
But if he was going through YouTube, we would be able to see his name.
Joe, get over on YouTube because you can't win a medal unless you're on YouTube right now. Like, so I'm looking right now. Like, one person is watching on YouTube right now. We got a few people on Twitter, and then the rest are all on Facebook. So that's an important one. So what were we talking about? Dave, how's your week going for? Let's go there before I bring everyone down. What's up, Alex?
See, you always ask me on Wednesdays, and Tuesdays and Wednesdays are like my favorite 2 days of the week. So
I know, I love that's.
So I'm doing great today. Today is awesome. Literally, I live for this time. This is the middle of the week, and it's if I can just make it to drinks with Gargas, if I can just make it to the brain break,
I'll be good.
I know I'm all set. I am all set. So I'm doing all right. And I got to tell you what I'm drinking, a little concoction I made. I put a little picture of this on Instagram yesterday as like a teaser for what was to come tonight. So I went out to this little restaurant in town here in Michigan on Saturday, Sunday, whatever, and just pulled up their drink menu, and they had this this hard coffee drink made with peanut butter whiskey. And I thought, oh my gosh. And then I thought,
serendipitous.
Hard coffee? What is this? So I am going to take myself back to like 1984. PBR, Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Hard coffee?
Hard coffee. And Mr. Gargas, oh, sweet Jesus.
So is it's that what's in the hard coffee normally? Is it a vodka probably? Or is it like a rum or like a
I have no idea.
Bailey's type mix probably? Maybe.
It just says 5%. I'm going with it. I don't care what's in
it. Are you mixing that with the peanut butter? Or is it just so okay, you're mixing that with the peanut butter. Okay.
Right. And oh my gosh. It's the new go-to. I can wake up with this and not feel guilty.
It's coffee.
Right. No. But yeah, it's delicious, man. It is
What's
delicious.
up? Elijah's in here. Good to see you, Elijah. Aaron, good to see Aaron's here. Joe is now over on YouTube.
Well played, Joe. Nice
job.
No,
poor PBR. Leave perfection alone. Oh, get out of here.
Well, it's PBR. I have an uncle, or had an uncle, who was obsessed with PBR to the extreme. And he was actually buried with a 6-pack of PBR.
No way, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's some serious love for that beer, man.
For sure.
For those of you who are jumping in late, just so you are aware, we are giving this away today. This is the official Teach Better Runners Medal that we gave out to our speakers.
The winner has to run to their mailbox to get it, though.
No,
you have to earn it. It's a running
medal. There are
some
stipulations. You cannot win this on Facebook or Twitter or Twitch. You have to. I'll give it Twitch. You either have to be on YouTube or Twitch, and you have to be subscribed to a YouTube channel. That's my thing. We're gonna give away some other stuff too. I got a Starbucks gift card, and Dave's probably got a duck laying around. We're gonna do we're gonna do the medal a little bit later on. So
I got better. Oh, I know what I'm giving away today.
Okay, hold on to it. We're gonna. What is that?
That's a Buckeye, baby. I'm getting this thing out of my house. So I went and did some work in Columbus 3 or 4 years ago, and this was like one of the little things I picked up at the airport. and I don't know why, but it needs to go. So
I know why.
Well, maybe.
I know why.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dave, your heart's talking to you. You got.
I know. It was serendipitous.
Are you brave enough to listen? Are you brave enough to listen?
Serendipitous. Way back then. Yep.
You can't give away Buckeye.
You are so right, Aaron. I've been trying to give that thing away for years. You cannot give away a Buckeye. Nobody wants it. I'm sure that's not what you meant,
need to keep it. I think you need to keep it. Yeah, so we're about 2 minutes away from giving out our first one, so I'm going to hold off on my Debbie Downer story for the week. To remind you of all that's a good point. You need to keep it.
I don't need those reminders. Trust me. I experience them every single day. It's literally this, but this is going up. This.
I think Carly has it picked out here, sadly. Carly's got it figured out. He's a closet Buckeye fan. I think that's accurate. So speaking of Buckeye fans, I do want to give a shout. We haven't given a shout out for a while to our buddies over at Rivalry Brews. We got
Let's do that. Yeah.
So, and some of you may not know, but the cool thing that it worked out so crazy that I got connected to these guys via a friend of mine. This is two guys that started this company. One is in Ohio and one is in Michigan, and they have this rivalry. They met in Ohio, and now they're separate again. So it was a really cool mix. They also just love teachers. So if you go to rivalrybrews.com, you actually get Ohio craft beer shipped to your doorstep. So pretty awesome. I think they're at 40 something states, 40. I think it changes every week in my head, but super cool. And they donate. I think it's 25% of everything that comes in. They actually donate to help preserve the Great Lakes. So they're good dudes doing good things. So
it's amazing.
I am still trying to work on a coffee sponsor. We haven't got there yet, but we'll figure it out. So
wonder if Rivalry Brews can hook us up and double dip coffee and booze. Man.
That would be great. All right, so let's give something away. What do you want to do first? You want to do the Buckeye? You want to do the gift card? You want to find something else we don't know of yet?
I'm looking around. I've got a few things I'm thinking we might be able to get rid of, but
let's do the gift card. I said the gift card.
Done.
This is I have no idea how much this gift card is for. It's either 10 or 25 to Starbucks.
Hold up to the screen. Everybody can just take a screenshot of it. Well,
no, you have to scratch off the code.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So we're going to do that. And what they need to do is you need to be able to tell us
the question to ask. If you can tell us the question we want to ask.
Let's do this. How about I don't know. Let's just do this. Let's say where is, because a lot of people are going to know this, so you got to move fast. If you can answer where we originally gave these out, let me know, and you'll win yourself a gift card. Boom! Look at these. I'm loving this right now. Look at this.
YouTube is filling up, man. The screen is red.
Mike says it's 25. I hope so, Mike. Mark Heller is on. What's up, Mark Heller? Joe over on YouTube as well. Predict score of Brown State. Maybe we'll go there. But we have to wait till the win. On YouTube now, Nikki. I love it. Look at them. They're getting ready. Why Dave is a closet Buckeye fan? That's your question. Mike's on YouTube. The question is, where do we give this out? Carly, you already have one. Carly, don't you already have one? You spoke at the conference.
She probably gave that away, so she's looking. Yeah,
she sold it. She pawned it off. How much?
She went to a White Elephant Christmas exchange last year, and
we didn't give it away on YouTube, but we are going to give this one away on YouTube. But where did we give these away originally? Alex is holding off for the Buckeye. So, Mike, where did we originally give these out to people? That's why I just have them left over at this point. I found them in a box. Carly already answered. If anybody else wants to answer, Carly, let me know. Do you already have one of these? That's Elijah there. That was Elijah was the first one. Carly, you don't get it. I'm gonna give it to Elijah. Is that okay, Carly? Joe says Cuyahoga County. Actually, technically, we were in Summit County. Speakers conference. Yeah, Nicole, you're right. But looks like Elijah came in first there. Kate is over on Twitch. Kate, you're gonna get a special prize for being on Twitch.
Ooh, I didn't even know what that fancy logo was.
Mike says race. Elijah is giving me question marks. It's not Akron. She still has hers. I'll believe that when I see it online. All right, so Elijah, my friend, I think we're gonna get it as long as Carly gives us blessing, which she does because she's awesome. Elijah, sorry, that's not that. You get this. I'm confusing
I'm
myself.
so confused
Dave.
right now, man.
We're not.
I'm sitting here trying to figure out how many states Rivalry Brews goes to, and you're just a mess.
We're not giving this away. Carly, I apologize, Carly. We were giving this away, and you absolutely won.
She's like, "Yes, I already had Amazon before."
Elijah, I'm sorry. I'm so guys. Okay, now I'm going to tell my story so everyone can understand why I'm so off my game right now. To be clear, not that I'm usually on my game, but I'm going to hook up Carly because I messed up. I apologize. I'm still going to hook Elijah up with this. This is okay. I'm going to make it up to Carly though. Elijah, shoot me an email. Let me know, and I'll ship this off to you. Carly, I'm going to take care of you some other way. Wow, I was like way confused right there. Holy cow! Like just not that deep in. Hasn't been. And it didn't start early. I promise.
The top half was the rum half, right?
Yeah. I apologize, everyone. I was way off. So I'm a little off my game. So
go ahead, just explain it, man.
I thought only
get
Ray
it out there.
Gift card. Actually, Ray only wants her gift cards to
that's a coffee shop in her town.
Now I'm forgetting her freaking coffee shop.
Check out her Instagram stories. I'm sure she's
Zion Coffee. Anyway, so we found out on Sunday that my wife tested positive for coronavirus. She's okay, no symptoms, everybody's fine, so no worries there. But we had to isolate her, so she's isolated in our room. She has been since Sunday in our bedroom. And I do joke about it because I have been having some fun. I drop her food by the door. I slam the door real hard and I yell, "Chow time, inmate!" And I think it has finally gotten old. It wasn't old for a while, but I think she's over it. After
you or to her? Is it still?
Oh, I'm still. Okay. It's hilarious every time to me. But she's not okay with it as much anymore. But it's been kind of a crazy, just kind of thrown us off tilt because kids normally go to grandma's house Monday and Tuesdays for school, so now they are not doing that. So I've got them literally 24/7 to take care of everything else at the house. Trying to keep her away, but also fed and entertained and stuff. So it's been a weird couple days. It took me it took Ray and Chad quite a bit of yelling at me for me to decide that I was going to basically take the week off just to get us settled. So she's isolated until the 18th, but then we as a family are quarantined until the 25th. So it's been an interesting thing. So maybe, we should go live a few more times. Maybe that's what we should do.
Is she complaining that she gets a room
to
herself?
She's not. No
service. Yeah.
No. So I was talking to Olivia.
You actually have the doctor's orders that say till the 18th, and can you confirm that it's supposed to go that long?
So I was talking to Olivia Chan about it, and I'm like, she's like, well, how's she doing? She's fine. She's in there. She's reading. She's got her. She's watching Netflix and stuff on her she's iPad and stuff. And I'm like, and I'm just taking her food and stuff and whatever. She's just like, so she gets to stay in the room, watch Netflix, and have you deliver her food. And I'm like, yeah. She's like, so she's on a staycation.
Pretty much, yeah.
But one big difference is a staycation is voluntary. Right. So it was like when all this started, after a while into this, I talked a lot about the fact that I've worked at my home for years. It's nothing new, but it's different when you don't have a choice to not go other places. Right. And that's where she's at right now. Yeah, that's really fun to just be able to chill and not have to worry about anything in your room. But she also hasn't gotten to hug her kids.
Yeah.
And when prior to that, 5 or 6 days prior to that, when we knew she had a potential contact with someone who tested positive, she masked up and socially distanced. So even though she wasn't isolated, she wasn't hugging and cuddling kids and stuff like that either. So it's been over a week now, almost 2 weeks, that she hasn't been able to hug the kids and kiss the kids. So it definitely takes a toll. And I've been fighting it mainly with humor, because that's just how I do things. And we've been keeping it light and whatever. I got my test results back this morning. I tested negative. Jacqueline, our daughter who's 6, did have a fever yesterday and just a slight one this morning. It was down quite a bit. So we took her this afternoon, but no other symptoms, and she feels fine. She doesn't know. She keeps telling me she's not hot, but so hopefully we'll hear back in a day or two with her being negative as well. So it's been a week. So if I'm off my game, I'm going to use that as an excuse, although I'm not exactly sure it's the reason, if that makes sense.
I feel like I have so many things to say. Try my best to read the room and maintain the moment. And I'll just let you stay there because I'm not going to mock you right now. I'm not going to say a lot of the things I want to say about what really caused you to be off your game. This has nothing to do with it. I'm not going to go there. I'll lean in and let you have your moment.
I think you're already there, so you might as well go there.
No. I'm just telling you what I want to do. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to.
So funny enough, so I got the phone sitting right here, and I just look right as a text came through from the Ohio Department of Health asking me to report my symptoms right now because I'm being watched. And I'm like, oh, that's fun.
You're always being watched.
That's true.
Now they're just being explicit.
Yeah. Hey, so there's a book behind you, behind your right shoulder. I'm trying to read it. It's like Captain or something. What does that say?
Which one?
Right behind you.
It's not a book. Yeah. It's a sign that somebody made.
Okay.
Back when I was a principal. Yeah. Work like a captain, lead like a pirate.
Nice. Hi, Bree. What's up, Bree? Good to see you here. She's yelling, OH. Oh, you got to show Bree what's coming up as one of the things we're going to give away.
Yes, we are. Bucky the Buckeye.
Bucky the Buckeye.
Getting his way out of my house, man.
You're super choppy right now. Do you? I don't know if that's just to me or not. Like you keep like cutting and stuff.
I like to break dance doing the robot whenever I can.
You're actually just like I get it.
This coffee has a good effect on me.
Bree, just so you're aware, we are giving away a Teach Better race medal, but it's gonna you have to be on YouTube in order to win it today. And so if you have anybody that you think might want to win that, you need to get them on YouTube. We're gonna give that away later. Well, at 5:24. I didn't check my Twitter because I told Trey to go there, and I'm not sure if he was able to get there or not. So Dave, entertain people.
Well, maybe juggle or do a little dance or something. I do have a question for you, and I don't want to like just completely. There was no segue or anything like that.
Before you say anything, I'm sorry, but Carly just posted a picture of her with the medal. Sorry, go ahead.
But does she have another picture of herself standing there with a gift card, a Starbucks gift card?
She doesn't, not yet.
Okay.
Mike, the kid. Sorry, I'm just saying. Mike, the kids are my daughter's 6 and my son's 9, and we're doing all right. So we're getting there. Thank you, Alex, for that. Shay, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Okay, Dave, I'm sorry. I always do that.
You're okay, man. All good.
Like I know I do it, but part of me doesn't care, and the other part is like very apologetic.
You're fine. No, so this is a question I was thinking about last night. So last night we ended masterminds, and then we kind of hung out a little bit just talking about the power of the moment and how amazing last night's mastermind was. And I guess my question for you. So you've had Teach Better's been going now for 6 years. You guys have been hustling, grinding, meeting tons of people, creating amazing networks. And I mean, I could go on and on and on. And I know I spent a few weeks there back in the summer. I felt like every single time we were on, it was just a love fest for Teach Better. I asking myself a question last night because when we were talking, there's a statement that was made about like, this is why we do what we do. This is it. This is that moment that helps define what we're all about.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about for myself personally, like I know we all work hard to come up with our mission statements, and we talk about understanding our why and the purpose behind all that we do. Can you define for me though, like Teach Better? And I'm part of Teach Better, but I'm wondering, can you just like say this is what we're about, and not the tagline of getting like better every day and all that, because that's part of it. Yeah. How do you know when you're being successful, and why do moments like last night help remind you that you're hitting it, you're doing it?
It's a good question. I get asked that a lot too. Like when I'm on like business podcasts and talking about like business and marketing, and like how we measure that, like what's your KPI and all that kind of stuff, and like. I have trouble with it sometimes because like it's this weird thing where I'm kind of like, well, a lot of it's actually gut check, and I know that's a horrible business model to do, but a lot of it is. And but I think it's a matter of like those moments that hit you like that. Like as long as those moments continue to come, then we're at least being successful at that point. Obviously, there's other metrics you can look at from a business side of thing. I think if I were to try to define, I think how I would define like that without using the tagline. Anything like that, I think used to be and for a long time is, and still probably is, one of the words is just help. Help and support. That's what we're trying to do. I think more recently I've realized one of the biggest things with us and sort of our, and this, we touched on this last night when you and I were chatting, like for a long time I try to think of like what was our differentiator. In business they're always like, well, you got to figure out where your niche is, what you're doing, what's your audience, and then what is your competition and what's your differentiators. And man, I used to always say our differentiators was, I don't look at anyone as competition. They're all a partnership, potential. And that's still, I think, a good thing. And then I used to say, we used to say things like, well, we've really focused on the follow-up and building a relationship with clients and working with them and this, that, whatever. But to me, I really think the thing that separates us from so many things is family. Bree just said it. My Teach Better family makes my week better. Me too. Yeah. And last night we talked about like the admin mastermind is a big thing. I mean, everyone's watching them. We're a business. We make money, right? We charge schools to do things and teacher. There's things that you can buy as a teacher and stuff like that too. Like we're a business. We have to operate and everything like that. But something like the admin mastermind, like there's no revenue there.
Right.
It's free. No one pays, right? And that moment last night, like we had this, it was just a really special moment, like with one of our fairly newer people, just having a moment and us all being there. And I said, like, that's like, I don't even care that there's no, like, that's what it's really all about. That's the biggest thing. And so I really think it comes to that family, like about just, I don't know. I don't know if that answers the question at all.
It does. It does, but it doesn't. I mean, you talk about that affective domain is so powerful. And even last night when I was reflecting on this, I was thinking about the correlation back when I was a building principal, and I got the opportunity to hire literally probably 100 teachers throughout my admin career. Mm-hmm. And I would always do this round robin and anybody could ask any question they wanted. And I said, I only need to ask 2 questions. You guys can ask anything else you want, but only 2 questions are going to help me decide who the right candidate is. The first one is just, who are you? Let me get to know you a little bit and see what kinds of things they make their priority. And the other question I would always ask is, at the end of the day, how do you know if it's been a good day or a bad day? Those are the only 2 questions you need to ask. Because that helps me decide on, what is focus. And if they talk about the analytics of the test their kids every single day, then that tells me one thing. Thank God nobody ever said that. But they're always talking about the affective and how they feel, and they make kids smile, and because that's what really matters. But yet, like you said, with teachers, there's other stuff. I don't want to say they're out making money, but they have to generate scores and get that return on their investment, and they have to have the metric system. But the reason they became teachers, for those moments, the memories they can make, and the hugs and the high fives and the connections. And it's the best teachers don't make connections so that they can get the scores. The best teachers make connections, period, or exclamation point, no comma, no going on. And I feel like that's what you guys do. There's a lot of other businesses, not even just the educational space, that try to connect with people so that they can make a sale. Yeah. But you guys you connect with people. And I guess as I was thinking about this last night, I was just like, man, you articulated it and you said, this is the why. And I kind of just wanted to hear you explain that. And it fits perfectly with what I know about you and the rest of the team. It's so powerful.
I think you touched on, I have this conversation so often with business folks about when they'll ask, how do you do this? How do you do that? Whatever, like, how did you build? And tell them, like, it's got to be about helping them and supporting them first. And I said, but the most important part about that's nothing new. That's literally the basis of content marketing. Yeah. Right. And Home Depot was doing that years before content marketing became a thing, when they used to have, when they still do, but they would have like, come bring your kids in to build a birdhouse, right? It's free. It's 100% free, but they get you in the doors, right? So that's the whole purpose, like, behind the help versus sell mindset in the marketing sense. For me, it's always been, and it's actually really interesting. I had this conversation with, I won't give away the company, but a company that I worked for a long time, that I really loved. And I got myself into, because of how well our store performed, I got myself into a conversation with actually the head of marketing. And this is a multi-billion-dollar international company. And I was 24, 25. And I had an hour-long conversation with her around their marketing campaign. And I kept pushing, saying, we have all the other pieces, but we're focusing on doing it for the wrong reasons. Like it's got to be it's got to be for that, and then the other stuff comes. And that, I think, is what I always tell people when they're like, "Well, how do you do that?" Oh yeah, because if I do that, then I can do that. I said, no, stop. Yes, put those other pieces in place as a marketing company as that, but like it has to be. You have to be doing the help and the support because you want to help and support. Just like you said, not because you want the scores, not because you want the revenue. Yeah, obviously, yeah, you need that. Just like a teacher needs a good score, or else they get fired, right? Like, it is what it is. But and that's one of those self-awareness things that you got to figure out what you have. Took me a long time to figure out.
Chick-fil-A hires a bunch of 16-year-olds stand in the drive-thru and greet you with a smile, and they're not trained to upsell you. You know, they're not out there saying, "Oh, do you want a large fry?" They're just out there to smile and shake your hand and make you feel welcome, and that's what it's all about. And
when you do that from the top, it works. I worked. Those of you who know me know I've done a lot of different things. I had a short spurt of myself where I actually sold cars. Sold for Chevy, a local dealership that's got a great name. They do a good job. Still think the family is a great group of people. And one of the biggest touted things that they touted was that as salespeople, we actually got a salary. So we weren't in it to try and sell you. What they didn't tell you is we didn't get a salary. We got to draw on future commission. So it took you a week and a half to figure out that, oh, I need to sell 7 cars, and then I actually start making more money, right? It's really, really easy. So then I'm like, okay, I gotta get through my 7 really quick, right?
Yeah.
And so it's the same thing. It doesn't actually change. It doesn't actually create a no-pressure environment. And no-pressure environment would actually come from paying your salespeople salaries no matter what they did.
Do you think?
And then teaching them and training them on how to help people actually, because what they try to claim is that we're here to help you find the perfect car for your family. No, you're not.
Yeah.
I'm here to sell you. But if I know I'm getting the same paycheck no matter whether you buy this van or not, now I'm actually going to try and help you find what you want, because now I have a reason to care about you. And I think if you can embed that in yourself and in what you do, like teachers do every day in themselves and what they're trying to do, like I think that as far as business goes, like that's the key to it. Like that has to happen.
But I've got more questions about this, but I'm also looking at the time. Do we have to give something else away real quick, or do we want to keep talking?
Yeah, let's give something away.
Okay. All right.
Let's give something away. Let's do Buckeye. Let's do it.
Do it. Boom.
Buckeye. What's the question we want to? Hold on. I got an idea.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm looking. I got to look back at something because it'll spark my memory. Somebody used a hashtag earlier to describe Dave.
Oh.
And the reason for why we have this plush Buckeye, if you can give me the hashtag, it just has to be hashtag whatever this was, and you're going to win that Buckeye from Dave. And go.
And on any social media platform, they can answer this.
Yes,
right?
any social media, because right now we do have just as many people watching on YouTube as we do on Facebook.
Awesome.
Well, okay, we're close. We have a lot more. We have more people watching on YouTube than we have for a long time. So,
and so while people are scrolling back trying to find that hashtag, so they can cut and paste it. Let me just caution those people that are just joining that Jeff said there's going to be giving something away later on, but only people that are subscribed and watching on YouTube can win it. So, yeah,
only on YouTube.
I see Spina. Spina's like just sitting around waiting for things. I'm taking her to the casino with me.
I'm pretty sure Spina was the one who actually did Spina did it earlier.
So, you're going to take something else away from Spina, Jeff?
No, I do want to know. I want to give a shout out though. Carly already won something because Elijah actually messaged me privately and said, "Hey, Carly won that. She gets that," because that's kind of dude that Elijah is. So, Carly, you already got the gift card, so you're not getting the Buckeye too. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
She just got a little magical duck from me last week. Buckeye and the ducky could be playing on the.
It worked out perfectly because the person who answered right after her was Elijah.
Boom! There you go.
So, Carly, I hope that's okay. Elijah was really cool and said, "Hey, give Carly the gift card. She needs it. She needs coffee to put in the mug that most likely matches her dress. It's important." Elijah, where are you at? I can't remember where you're located because I don't think
New Mexico.
I was gonna say it's not Ohio.
Yeah.
Dave's a Closet Buckeye fan. That's close, but it was Closet Buckeye.
I think I want to clarify things. I'm starting to grow an affinity for the state of Ohio. Buckeyes and the Ohio State, never. But the state itself and the people within the state, they're growing on me.
Guys, I think we all know what he's really trying to say. I think we know what he's trying to say. So, Carly, make sure I think I already have your address somewhere. Make sure you email me to get you the gift card. Elijah, email dave@teachbetter.com and he'll get you the give him your address so he can shoot you the Ohio, the Buckeye. And then Elijah, can you comment? Let us know where you're at. I can't remember where it's at. I think it's. Did you think it's New Mexico?
It is New Mexico. Yep.
Is it? Okay, gotcha. All right. So. Okay.
So can I go back? Can I go?
Oh yeah. Oh, you have
jump back in. Is that right? Unless you got more.
I had nothing. So
okay.
This is good. You go ahead.
So I'm trying to connect the dots here from business entrepreneurship to classroom teacher, all that kind of stuff, because I kind of see the connections here, but I want to make sure that I can close the gap for myself. It's
really important not to try and connect dots that I lay out, Dave.
Well, I'm trying to lay it out gracefully here without just calling that out. So you live it. I mean, you breathe it, that you are a people person. It's not just for this business and this endeavor. It's not just for this team, because you talked about it, that in everything you do, this is kind of the way that you live. But it's also a business. And if the business doesn't generate money, then the business doesn't exist. And the platform to do all that stuff disappears. So you kind of have to have synergy where they're both working. Mm-hmm. So put a pause on that. So going back to classrooms, I'm thinking about this through the lens of when I was a building administrator primarily. And I'll even take myself to when I was in the turnaround principal role. And I was at a school that historically received an F rating from the state for whatever that's worth. And I'll talk to Caitlin Giordano about that someday. And she and I will go off on state ratings and labels. But so I'm going to take that off the table. But I came in and I preached loud and clear that it was all about forming relationships with the community, with the parents and the students. Mm-hmm. But when you're in those turnaround environments, you have a lot of other people that come in wearing the fancy suits that come in and they tell you the script to follow. And they're constantly measuring the analytics and giving kids test after test after test to predict future tests. And it can erode that relational capital. So yeah. I'm wondering from the coup that you are, the COO of this amazing organization, do you think things would shift and change if you continue to model relationships, you can pick up the phone and connect people and smile and embrace them, but you are also sending constant messages about the analytics and the numbers and quest for things to improve and grow? I think people would lose sight of the purpose and the reason behind what they're doing.
You mean if I was doing that like internally to our team?
Yeah.
No. 2 reasons. One, because I won't. But two, because I think you can still share that stuff while still focusing on because I don't see a world where I would do that. So in a way in which, or to amount of which anyone believed that was what I cared about.
So in a school, for example, then,
yeah,
how do school leaders, even teachers, get to that place where they're truly forming these genuine relationships? Because that's what matters. We're focusing on creating better people through our love and our positivity, all of those things. But yet we also do have these numbers and these targets that we're trying to hit. So how do we find that balance without going one way or the other?
So let me ask you, when you're trying to teach a student something mm-hmm. that they have zero interest in, mm-hmm. but you know they have to learn it because you mm-hmm. know it's good for them, how do you get them to understand that?
Well, I think the trick is that you don't quantify it, number one. You don't shoot for like a percentile or a grade. You focus on the relevance behind it. And it's all about making that personal connection with them. Yeah.
So the why, right? So I think the focus needs to be from that level is just like when we talk about anything, when we're talking from an admin perspective down or teacher to teacher colleagues, is why do we have to pay any attention to these scores? Why do we have to do these things? Well, and the easiest, the most like simplified version of that is because the state says we have to, mm-hmm. and if we don't get to be a school anymore. Or if we don't, I don't get to be a principal, you don't get to be a teacher anymore. And if I don't get to be a principal and you don't get to be a teacher and we don't get to be a school, then none of these kids who we claim to care about a whole lot get us as their educators, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like that's a very simplified version, but that's the truth. Just like on our end, if I don't pay attention to our cash flow and I don't pay attention to our expenses and our input output of revenue and we're eventually we're most likely going to run out of money and therefore we don't get to do what we're trying to do. We don't get to help anyone anymore, right? And so I think as long as you do that, I think you have to have the relationship first. But again, I think it goes back to Dave, something he said earlier is, as a leader, you have to do that, but you have to, it's just like we talk about this relationships all the time. You have to do that for the real reason, not so that they listen and do what they're supposed to do.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
You can't explain to a teacher, hey, I need you to hit this level. I've got to figure out how to get there, because if we don't, like the levy's not going to pass. They're going to shut us down, or they're going to strip us, or whatever, or I got to get rid of you because they say I have to, because that's just where we're at. And then you don't get to impact kids, which I know you care about. I know you want to. I can't say that to you. I mean, I could. It doesn't work if I say that to you purely because I'm like, just if I lie to her long enough, she'll shut up and do what she's supposed to do and do it, right? Just like I can't sit here and say I care about everybody in our community and we try to build family, and like last night was a moment because I hope that makes someone pay us something. Like eventually you're going to figure me out. And eventually they're going to figure you out, possibly even quicker, right? And so from day one with Chad, and then as everyone's come in, I've always said, I'm like, look, if we stay 100% focused on everything we do, figuring out how does it eventually in some way impact kids, whether it's a long road to get there, whatever, as long as we continue to make decisions that way and we're always thinking that way, then I can sleep perfectly fine at night asking school districts and folks to pay us some money for certain things that we do. Because I believe that when we stop doing that, they'll figure it out. Maybe not right away, right? Because you can always hide it, but eventually they'll figure it out and they'll stop paying us. Like, and that's just reality. It's just like when you so in the world of business and stuff, like finding the people that are like, oh, I have the secret email hack to build your email list, the secret coaching hacks to explode your clientele. It's like, no. And eventually those people are going to get found out.
Right.
And unless they're the legit people who are like, hey, this isn't a hack. It's something I did, but it only works if you put in 50 hours a day. Like, right. Yeah. So I think that's the big key. I think everyone knows I'm a big Gary V fan, Gary Vaynerchuk. If you've noticed Gary Vaynerchuk in the last year and a half, 2 years, he doesn't say hustle anymore, because hustle got grabbed by a whole bunch of people and used to sell a bunch of people. Vulnerable people were like, you got to put in a hustle. Here's my hustle formula. Here's the 5 steps to being a true hustler. Da, 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 da. And he's like, I don't want to be associated with that, because that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, hey, hustle means work ethic. So now he just says work ethic. And it's really clear. So like, it's just those type of things. Pat Flynn, who I got to do that awesome podcast with Wild Death, his isn't secret. He'll say things like, this will make your life easy. This makes it easier to build a thing. But then he talks to you and says, hey, this is really good. By the way, it's going to take you 50 to 75 hours to set up. Like, and then you should expect some return in the form of your email list growing, in 15 months. Like, and so I think, I know I'm getting a little off track, but it's
no, you're not. You're making me think.
But eventually going to figure out, just like if you're a teacher who tells your kids, you say, I care, but you don't care enough to figure out what TikTok is. Yeah. And you're a middle school teacher, then you don't really care, right? You're not really getting in, and they're going to figure that out real quick.
Yeah.
So I think, it's important to you have to mean it. If you don't, that's fine, but you're not in the right spot.
No, it's so good. And as you're talking the email list and all that, I'm thinking those are all things that you track. And I told you before, this big whiteboard I have next to me where I've got all these things that I'm constantly tracking. I think it's important that whatever you're tracking still get closer to that why and that purpose behind it. Even analytic numbers can be used to track relational things. And I'm reminded back to that same school. And I had a challenge for my teachers at that school where it was numbers based. And I wanted them every day to high five or hug 50 different kids and to literally track it. Every day I wanted them to high five or hug 50 kids. It's a number. Now they're in this game, but they're forming these relationships and making these connections with 50 different kids in a personal way every single day. And it's the same thing. We're talking like assessment scores. Why do those assessment scores matter? So that you can create more opportunities and change destinies and change lives for the kids. Not for you and not for your life. You can get all of those things. It helps. Or even within a business, when we were first talking about mastermind, there's a number. You said, I want mastermind to maybe meet twice a week now. And so we picked 2 times and we're testing that out to see how many people that works for. And if there was nobody there, we would measure that and say, okay, this isn't connecting with people.
Mm-hmm.
So how can we use that number to connect with people in a better way? So I think it can all be connected.
Yeah, and I think within your example of like, hey, I want you to, what'd you say, hug or high five 50 kids each day or each
50 different kids each day. Yep.
So my thing there is like, if that's truly about building relationships, at some point that stops.
Yep, absolutely.
Right? It's no longer, and there's zero. There shouldn't be any kind of like,
there's no badge or reward.
Yep. Right? It's a goal, right?
Yep.
And there should be no, and like Joe who hits it shouldn't be touted as a better teacher than Dave who doesn't, right? It needs to be, hey, we should all be shooting for this, right? And I think that's because that's the reason. Now, if I'm penalizing you for it, then now it's not. I'm not sincere in my reason, or maybe I might still be sincere, but I'm not doing it the right way, right? So
right. And you make it so it's not like the Olympics where you get the gold medal. It's you're trying to make sure that every single kid feels seen and noticed by an adult throughout the day. That's our goal because kids matter, and you connect it all to this big, larger purpose. Absolutely.
I'm sorry. Did you say medal? I heard medal.
I did say medal. You like that? Yeah.
So Alex brought up a thing that the definition of hustle as work ethic definitely calls into a question of idea of having a side hustle. So just to clarify, like with Gary Vee thing, is like he still believes in hustle. It's just that that word got taken by so many people that were not using it the right way and using it to do things that were not like ethical. That he had changed it.
Grit, motivation.
So
yes,
essentially what he said is like to his audience, like, so when you hear me say work ethic, I'm saying hustle. But the one thing about Gary Vee a lot of people don't understand is like when he talks about hustle, he's talking about the time that you're awake. He does not care if you sleep for 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, or 3 hours. All he worries about is what you do when you're awake, which is the same how I am. So like if you're hustling and you have your work ethic, that's when you're awake. If you need 9 hours of sleep, sleep for 9 hours, right? Whatever it might be. But I would also say like, yeah, but it still works with work ethic because now I have a side hustle where I put work ethic into. Like I'm still putting work into that, so it's still the same thing. So anyway, but good message. I like how you tie that all together, Dave. That was good. That makes sense.
I worked on that script all day long today.
It's constant though. It is since day one. It's been constant that Chad and I just constantly find those connections about how a classroom mimics a business or a business or whatever,
a successful business,
and how or not successful.
Well, there's that too,
and how a teacher can mimic not just an entrepreneur, but also a business owner or an employee, depending on what they do and everything like that. So within different businesses, it just makes sense. We do that all the time. I mean, I talk a lot about how I think, that's why I think teachers are so set up and so perfect to be and to go into entrepreneurship because of so many reasons. But a lot of the stuff still makes sense. Like a school is a business. It just has a different, target goal that may not be revenue and profit, right? Your profit is if you think about it, your profit as a school is your pass percentage, right? How successful are the students coming out of there, right? How good are the fries? Like,
and the investment isn't necessarily dollars and cents. Yeah.
No.
So
it is well known that in the restaurant industry, primarily a quick service, that the number one thing that will ruin a rating from a customer is fries. Are they hot or cold? Are they hot or warm? With the school, I'm pretty sure one of the big things that will do it is if no one passes, like, you know what I mean? If no one knows what 2 + 2 is and they come out of school, they're probably not the best place. So yeah, it's really cool. I love how you tell that in there. So we're at 50, so we need to give away something else. We still got people on YouTube.
Okay.
All right, so now it's time to get over on YouTube. So we're gonna give this away. Let's do it. We're gonna give away.
I'll go and be right now. Okay.
The official Teach Better Conference 2019.
And so just to clarify for people, you have to be on YouTube commenting right now. So subscribe on YouTube quickly. Quickly.
And you have to be subscribed. I'm gonna figure out whether or not you're subscribed. If you're not, I'm not sending it to you. So you have to be subscribed and you have to comment on YouTube right now. So if you have a second, you can jump over and get that right now. It's got our words on the back there. Be better today than you were yesterday. Be better tomorrow than you were today. Teach Better team. These were given out to the speakers. So I'm sorry if you already have one. You don't need to try and win it right now. But we need a good one for this, though. We need a good. What am I talking about? Good. You know what? I'm going to throw it back to the beginning and you can tell me whether you agree with this. I think they can answer by. how quickly. I'm trying to think if it's too easy. I don't think it's too easy. I'm talking about what you're drinking.
Oh, okay.
But how specific do they need to be?
I think they need the combo.
I think you need a combo. What has Dave been drinking this whole time?
I'll even hold up the glass and see if that's a hint to you at all.
I don't think it works. But there you go. First,
it's not water.
It's not water.
Not lemonade.
It's not. It would be wicked lemonade. Do that. So awesome. So while we're doing that, I'm gonna look because I never do this, but I'm gonna take a peek right now to see who is hosting Mastery Chat tomorrow night. Because Mastery Chat tomorrow night is at 8:00 Eastern time. So speaking of Mastery Chat, so, we reach out to people. Some people reach out to us and ask if they can moderate. We reach out to a lot of people and stuff too. And so we look and we're like, hey, like we don't, we have a few slots like in December and then obviously all the way into the rest of the year, like that we don't have booked yet. So I'm like, oh, I'll shoot off some an email out to all of our past podcast guests. Right. I did that 4 days ago, but we're now booked to June. I'm moderator.
That's amazing, man.
So kudos to all that. And Nikki, is that accurate, Dave?
Boom, boom, boom.
Oh, Nikki's won a lot of. She's making out from these brain breaks because she won. Nikki, I think you won something last week.
She's doing Christmas shopping right now. Is what she's doing. She's hanging out. I could go to the store, or I could just have a drink and yeah.
Yeah, I think she got that. Christy. Also, Christy, I'm so glad you jumped in here, Christy, because I'm really, really sorry, and no joke, I don't mean to put the blame, but I'm gonna put the blame on them. A package that I was sending to you actually came back to me because they didn't give me the right postage at the post office, which has never happened to me before. So it's back on its way, just so you know. You were right, but Nikki beat you to it. So
Nikki says 3 weeks in a row she's won something.
I know. That's I already have your address in there, but please give me an email again just to make sure I get this. This one can go to me because I'll send it to you right from here. 3 weeks in a row.
And I see Jeremy's comment there. Jeremy, you might want to check the mailbox today because I got the notification it was supposed to show up by today. So
Jeremy, something to keep in mind is he's in Michigan. They work a little slower there. They're just a little lazier.
They're just trying to figure out how to get out of the state.
They're like, which way do I go? Oh, is it in the water? No, that's Canada. So anyway, Joe said he's just going to send you some PBR. That's awesome. So Nikki's got that going. So today we gave away a gift card to Starbucks, which Carly, I'm really interested to know whether that was $10 or $25. So I don't know what it is. We gave away this plush Buckeye, and we just gave away the Teach Better Conference 2019 race medal, which
Finisher's
is awesome.
Medal. Yeah,
Finisher's medal. So anyway, so that's awesome. I really hope we get to make some of those for 2021. We'll find out.
Come on, man.
So tomorrow's Mastery Chat tomorrow night at 8:00 Eastern time. Let's see who we got. What's today? It's May the 15th, right?
Yep.
Oh, so we got Zach. So we got the crew from Zigazoo leading us. So Zigazoo is an app that these guys made. He's a former teacher who's now not because it kind of things took off. But Zigazoo, an app that's basically like TikTok, but for I honestly primarily for like elementary, although you could do it higher, but it's like TikTok, but instead of like trends. So if you know TikTok, like there's trends, then you try to do trends. Everybody does the certain dances or whatever it might be, certain types of video. On Zigazoo, the trends are actually challenges that are projects. So it's
so cool
doing a dance or something that has math or answering things or projects, stuff like that. So it's a really cool app. You can download it. It's free, Zigazoo. You have to download it as the parent and set it up for the kid. But they're going to be on. They would just want to be more involved. Obviously, they want to get the name out, but they're doing a chat tomorrow night on project-based learning. So it's actually,
I love it.
It's actually the future of learning. Is it project-based? So like they're really big on this. When he was a teacher, Zach was really big on this, and they really tout it like in a lot of trainings that they do that are outside of their the app itself. But it's been cool, and we're gonna have him live too tomorrow night with Ray, which I mean Ray talking about PBL is gonna be pretty awesome. So
right.
So that's gonna be really cool. Jeremy, I was wondering if you would jump on that because Jeremy's like, I mean, he's a TikTok dude, so it'd be interesting to see how he does with that too. So that's tomorrow night. So join us tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern time. What else we got going on, Dave? Anything else going on right now?
When's the free PD thing?
Oh, free PD. Yeah,
free. That's like today or tomorrow, isn't it? That's coming up quick.
When does that leave? There's the address. When does that end?
It's June.
It ends this week.
Yeah,
it ends on Friday at I think 8:00 Eastern time. That ends. teachbetter.com/freepd 2020. We are giving away 10, probably more. Let's be real, but at least 10 free 60, 90-minute sessions on anything you want. So you can submit for your school or for your district. And it's a really quick form to submit over there. And then if we're going to pick randomly starting next week, and we will contact your admin for you and get it all set up and go there. No strings attached. Like we don't lock it in and then throw you the charge for travel. Like we cover everything. We just
this is another example. No comma. No. If you do this, they don't have to be subscribed on YouTube, do they?
No. Well. They should be. No. No, they shouldn't be. We love this because it really is, and obviously a lot of these are going to be virtual right now, but we will come if your school is in a place to do that safely and stuff. But we've done this for the last couple of years, and we decided we're going to start doing it a couple times a year because we love doing it. Because we know that not everyone can bring us out, and like, that's cool. So, it plays into this thing where Ray's dad said this to us. Ray's dad is a very successful salesman and businessman, and just a good dude. But Ray said, his dad said, I'm trying to say it the right way. He said, what did he say? I'm missing it. I just lost it. I can't remember what he said, but he said your brand is, I can't remember what the first line was, but he said, but your brand is how you spend the money.
Ooh.
So like I think he said your revenue or your product is how you make the money, but your brand is how you spend the money. And this is an example of that. I think for us that we do is we're like, hey, we know this is going to cost us money. We put a budget. We say, hey, if we can stay under this, that's good. If we go a little over, we go a little bit over as far as like expenses for travel and stuff like that. But
Jeff, you're going to go a little over.
But like, that's how we look at it. We say, okay, that's fine. And we can, we chalk that up and whatever, but like, this is how we want to spend some of that money, is going out and trying to do for PD stuff. So
it goes back to the why. That's it. I love that.
Love
it so much.
Let's be 100% transparent. Obviously, it's not a bad thing for us to go get into schools and talk to people, because maybe someone will hire us down the road, but like, we don't care if they do or not. We don't pitch anything. Like, we don't say anything like that. And if that's all we do, then we walk away and we say, great. Hopefully some of those teachers are going to start impacting kids. And if they're
what I love about this? Again, I'm thinking through the lens of administrator, and we haven't had this talk about any of this, but I'm thinking through the lens of administrator. I had my budget, and I would say no to all kinds of crazy ideas. And people would say, I want this speaker to come in. I would say, no, it's not in the budget. It's not in the budget. If a teacher came to me and said, I'm going to get Teach Better to come in for free, I'm like, all right, let's do it. And then I'm there and I hear it. And if you're like a teacher and you already buy into this, you've got your admin right there. I think it's brilliant. I think it's absolutely brilliant.
Two things. One, Jeremy said the books are there. His son got the mail.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you, Jeremy. Okay.
Nikki, I appreciate you saying that she would join every rain break, even not. So like, even without the prize incentive. So I appreciate that a whole lot. Yeah. And I think you're right, Dave. Obviously there's that process there that we could get in, but one of the things that we made a decision on. So what a lot of people don't know is when we do these free PDs, if you as the administrator decide that you did want to move forward, that actually comes with an hour-long free consultation for us to talk with them about stuff. So there's no charge for that, and a discount on any services they do, but we don't even tell them about it.
Okay.
Because we decided on to be like, yeah, but if we go in there and do it free, and they're like, oh, and by the way, like now we're selling, and that's not what we're doing right now. We just want to do this. But if we decide to move forward, like, let's give them an extra prize for winning, because why not, right?
That's cool.
Honestly, if I send Chad to your school, is it really that big of a prize, right? So it's got to be a little more something there, right? I mean, like a rubber ducky or a plush Buckeye or something to make up for it, right? Anyway, so that's going on. Mastermind still going on. That group, both groups, the morning and the evening, just been, I mean, just really cool. I mean, last night was just. I wasn't there yesterday morning. The last several mornings have been phenomenal. Last night was awesome. So that's a good one to be on. So make sure you check that out as well. That is free, by the way, for anyone in a leadership role. These are fun. We're gonna keep giving things away. So we're gonna. I keep saying every week, I'm like, we're gonna be more prepared and think through some ideas, and then we get here. I'm like, do you have anything?
The only thing we're prepared is we make sure we have our drinks on the table next to us. That's about all the planning we do, man.
All right. Well, I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate all you watching, everybody jumping in. Appreciate you guys jumping over on YouTube. Let me look real quick. We still have people on YouTube, so you guys stayed there, which is great. I may do some crazy stuff like just start picking random people who are subscribed and giving them stuff for YouTube. I'm trying to build that up a little bit. So there are a bunch of new videos on YouTube as well. We've been taking clips of things that are really cool little pieces and some other stuff like that. So that's what we're working on right now.
I love those random notifications. I've been getting those on my phone these last couple of days. Like I'll just get this random notification. There's a new thing on YouTube from Teacher. I'm like, what?
One was of you too.
Yeah. Oh,
Chris and I just cutting things up and throwing them up there. It's great. I didn't ask at all. But yeah, so that's happening. So I'm really trying to push the YouTube on there. And appreciate you guys. We'll see you tomorrow night for Mastery Chats, and hope this gave you a little bit of time to just chill out, relax. That's all we're trying to do here on Wednesdays. So hopefully you did that. We appreciate all you, and we'll see you next week.